that is, silk cape that is a extant piece is in Nuremberg Museum. It's about 1680. And it is made of silk, and I wove the velvet. So the velvet, nice trim, but the velvet is here. That's a whole nother how to weave the velvet. As you
pass around the extant picture.
The extant picture she has on her phone.
This is the one that's in the museum.
It took me probably about 6 months, Beth, or Eleanor.
Hard to say. At least.
Well, but the research behind it and finding all the information and the experimentalness of how to get velvet weaving on things that they don't make the velvet rods anymore, and how do you get, the brass rods to get the velvet weaving, what's the right size, getting the right loom. If you have a standard floor loom, you have a back beam, and this needs a second back beam because it's like a towel. You have a plain weave, you can't see it, but it's a plain weave base, and then there's an extra supplemental warp that's on top of it that you basically put the rod through, and you stick it in there and cut it, and you have this nice and fluffy. And you are allowed to pat it, so and it is heavy. So just be warned of that. And it is lined with linen because that is what the piece that's currently in the museum has linen in it. What they had previously, we don't know. But that's it. And the trim, if you guys are interested, there's a place in Germany who makes all this trim. It's like 10 euros for like 30 meters. And they're a phenomenal amount of trim, and it's really nice trim. So.
And what sort of time period is this from?
16th century. It's late 16th century. Yeah.
So I understand the secondary warp.
Yeah.
What is the base weave? It's the tabby weave?
It's just a plain tabby weave.
It's like, is it a silk ground as well as the silk?
Silk ground and silk ply.
so do you weave the underlying tabby
You
and
weave
then...
them at the same time.
Okay, so you've got two shuttles going?
You just have one shuttle.
Okay.
But it's two. So if you know anything about weaving, I have only four shafts on mine.
Right.
Two of them are sitting there with the main warp, and then the secondary warp, which is the pile, is on the other two. And you're just looking at different locations, so you're getting the plain weave and you're locking that.
Okay, then you're putting the
You have to
bars.
get it locked in place because as soon as you cut it, it will fly out. And that was a lot of experimenting on trying to get it. And when eventually I get everything cleaned out, I'll bring all my velvet experiments with me. And I did it in wool, and I washed it because I wash all of my fabric, and the wool is now a sheep again. It literally looks like a sheep. So.
Do you have a rough idea of the amount of yardage you went through?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. I mean, that's about 3.5 kilograms. That's like what it is, and think about how much I cut off. So it was a lot.
That's why it's so expensive, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that the pile length?
That's the pile. I want to go to the museum to see how long the pile length. I think the pile length was shorter, but that was as small as I could feasibly get with what I had. I figured out there's a book that showed pictures of the velvet rods, and I 3D printed.
To be fair, they were drawings.
There were drawings, and I figured out, and I made velvet rods that are about this big. And I have a box loom that has a little sample that I can weave velvet about this narrow. But that, I have the box loom, I didn't have all of the parts, so that's why I didn't come with us today.
And you can take that to events.
I can take it to events and we can try it out and things like that. I know, you're like, woohoo! What? I know. My problem is I wanted it long enough that the 24 inches that I could do on my loom, well, I could do longer on my loom, but the 24 inches on my loom but it's too flexible, and it's like, I need somebody who can do, a draw plate, so then I can draw the brass. But I don't know who could make a draw plate for me with that design, so I can draw the rods out.
And that's the rabbit hole you go down, but now you'll be learning how to make that.
Yeah, well, no, I know where I'm at. So.